What's up, Falcon fans? This is the recap video where we discuss what the hell just happened to the Atlanta Falcons. If you guys like this type of content, hit that like button. If you guys hate this type of content, hit that dislike button. We'll hurt your boy's feelings. We'll maybe just a little bit. But if you want to do a huge favor for your boy by hitting that subscribe button, it will help out the empire grow. So on that note, let's just dive into the video with the good, the bad, and the Falcons. So let's get started with the good. Let's start out with the defense. They did their job in holding down Derek Carr and not scoring any touchdowns. Of course, we got one nice interceptions for a touchdown to boot. Look, in the first week against the Carolina Panthers, he had 3 touchdowns. Against the Dallas Cowboys, he had 2 touchdowns. Against the Eagles, he had 1. So that was a great job in stopping him from getting points on the board where he clearly could have, because remember on the 4th down almost conversion, not really, D. Alford shadowed Shaheed pretty well coverage and making sure he did not get his toe tapping touches on the battleground. So great job in that department. And of course, Troy Anderson, 17 total tackles, 10 solo tackles, 7, assist tackles, a tackle for loss, a pass deflection, interception for a touchdown, and we really need him to be all over the field because the run game was stupid crazy over there. And speaking of the run game, number 25, Tyler Algier, just absolutely was a solid piece for us. 8 carries for 60 yards, 7.5 per carry. His longest was 15, and this is what a lot of Falcon fans are hoping to see the Atlanta Falcons actually use Tyler Algier a lot more, because look, in week 1 he only had 3 carries for 21 total rushing yards and 7.0 per carry. In week 2 he only had 9 carries for 53 total rushing yards and 5.9 per carry, and then in week 3 he has 7 carries for 32 total rushing yards, 4.6 per carry. You kind of see what I'm talking about, where when he's given the opportunities, he moves the chain with ease. He's a little bulldozer type of Steven Jackson type of mentality. And yes, if he got more or he got fed more, I think you see more of these 3rd down conversions a lot easier, or hopefully never, because the Atlanta Falcons do have a problem in 3rd down conversions, and that needs to be addressed immediately, because in the near future or down the stretch of the end of the season, we're going to face some tough competition on the offense and on the defense side of the ball. We have to face the Saints again. The Broncos are looking really good. The Vikings are looking really scary. Now the Washington Commanders, that's a huge surprise in my caliber book. And then of course the Carolina Panthers still have a really good defense. I don't know about offense, but that's besides the point. But if the offense can score points and move the chains and run out the clock, we should be fine. But if we're going to keep struggling about this, it's going to be a lot harder for the Atlanta Falcons, near November, early December, and hopefully January, where we can, hopefully go to the playoffs and maybe, reach a Super Bowl or something like that. But that's just something for a side note, just to kind of look at, Ray McLeod did a pretty good job, targeted 7 times, caught 6 receptions for 52 total receiving yards. I didn't really expect him to do a lot this season when we picked him up, to be honest with you, out of the blue. I still think Drake London and Darnell Mooney will definitely be those 2 guys to look at. But for right now, look, Ray McLeod, he's doing his thing, and I got to give him a prop for that. And of course, I can't forget about Younghoe Koo, who definitely helped us win this game when the offensive side of the ball was kind of struggling, trying to get some points on the board. So Koo, 58, his longest ever, that was just fantastic to see, including those 4 field goal attempts that he got in. Also, our punter and Bradley Pinion did that nice punt where the Saints defender just muffed it with his hands. And of course, the wide receiver and Kadarius Hodge, scooped it, scored it for a touchdown. Great job in that department. I love it. But now let's briefly talk about the bad stuff in this game. I was very disappointed on how the Atlanta Falcons was using Kyle Pitts. He was only targeted 3 times, caught 0 reception. That's unacceptable compared to what the Eagles did with Dallas Goedert, where he had over, 10 receptions or 7 receptions for 170 something, or something that crazy. I can't remember the top of my head, but there is a blueprint that the Atlanta Falcons should have taken the concept, even though I know the Eagles and the Falcons have 2 different philosophies when it comes to the offense side of the ball. It's just mind-boggling that why is Kyle Pitts not beasting and feasting on these guys? Because he clearly can. If he was on another different team, he would be probably having all-star types of stats, but he's just not. And it just sucks because we all know he's a very talented tight end. He knows he's talented, and for some reason, if the Atlanta Falcons are gonna not use him properly, is either we're gonna have to trade him or not sign his 5th-year option or do something with him, because we drafted him pretty high in the top 5 draft picks like a couple of years ago, and so it just feels like a waste of pick at this point, where a lot of Falcon fans are already saying, what's the point having him? And that needs to change. Number 2 is penalties. Week 1, we had 5 penalties. Week 2, we had 3 penalties. Week 3, we had 6 penalties. And week 4, we had 9 penalties. Now, obviously, due to the injuries of the offensive line, I knew it was going to be a little struggle, but it was a lot more struggle than I thought it was going to be, given the fact that, we didn't do that bad against the Chiefs when, everything was going downhill for us when it comes to the offensive line. We kind of adjust, but it just felt like they were completely new stuff, false penalties, sloppy things that got to be cleaned up, especially against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this Thursday. Honestly, I didn't like that Kirk Cousins got hit more than I would like him to. Kirk Cousins did not have a great day. He knows it. We all know it, but that's fine. At the end of the day, you still find a way to win at the very end, and that's all really counts in my book, to be honest with you. And of course, I've been saying this since last year. For some reason, the Atlanta Falcons defense cannot stop the run game. It's crazy. We gave the Saints 33 total carries, 131 total rushing yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. Again, more rushing touchdowns to the quarterback / tight end, or whatever you want to call Taysom Hill. Look, Taysom Hill, I didn't realize, I thought he'd been balling out this entire season. No, this is the first game he balled out on, and of course he balled out against the Falcons, because he always does that. I don't know why. I don't know why the Saints always have to use Taysom Hill against us, and we can't stop him for some reason. Usually we can't stop him, not all the time, but usually we can't. 2 rushing touchdowns. It's just like it makes you want to slap your own head. And if Alvin Kamara, obviously, 19 carries, 77 total rushing yards, 1 rushing touchdown. But look, there were some plays I didn't like that we couldn't stop him, but there were other plays when it came critical, I liked that we stopped him. So a little baggage of mixed reviews when it comes to Alvin Kamara or Kamara, however you want to say it. But going forward, the Atlanta Falcons have to figure a way to stop the run attack, just gashing us. And then apparently I've been double checking all the games, and to my regulation, we're giving the opponents way more time, 10 minutes more time for them to do whatever they want with us, and that has to stop completely, because I do miss Arthur Smith's style when it comes to running down the clock, or trying to run down the clock, or trying to, gash and tire the opponents on offense and defense. It just doesn't look like that's happening so far right now in this new regime era. But that being said, now let's talk about the Falcons. I predicted in my preview video that the Falcons will win this game 23-20. I was pretty damn close, 26-24. In that small marginal era. I'm very happy because easily we could have lost this game, and it would have been very sad for all Falcon fans during the whole week. And I know you Falcon fans are also Georgia Bulldog fans, so obviously that would have just been killer for you guys. Not for me, because I'm an Alabama fan. Roll Tide, baby. But besides the point, I'm very excited that we finally beat the Saints. and that revenge, it feels so good and feels so sweet. Looking forward to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's going to be a very tough game. They did a pretty good job in thrashing the Eagles, where we almost lost that game as well. But, it is what it is. Divisional rival games are always very difficult. Doesn't matter what type of statistics or stats you're up or you're losing, you're winning. When you're facing a divisional rival, you throw that right out of the gate. So, if you guys lasted this long to the very end of the video, thank you so much for taking your own personal time and day to watch these Falcon content videos. I love making videos for you guys. So, what do Falcons do? Rise up. Until the next episode, show love and peace to the world, and peace.